Welcome to Behind the Catch Fence. I'm your host, David Hoffman. It's NHRA Finals week at Pomona, which means championships are on the line. We'll be headed out there this weekend, so be sure to stay tuned for all our coverage from the track right here on YouTube. Now, before we head out to Pomona, we're joined by Top Fuel points leader Justin Ashley. Justin, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, of course, of course. Being the Top Fuel big dog going going into the finale. Obviously, that's a whole big weekend in itself. So I guess it's Wednesday now as of this recording. So how has the week been leading up to it? Nerves, everything. How's it been?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I think we feel pretty good as a team. I think the last, let's say, 10 or 12 days went by really quick. I think we're all in the same position, whether it's our team or the other teams that are competing for a championship. We're all kind of just chomping at the bit, ready to get to Pomona and see what happens. For us, we're in a fortunate position. We're in a good position. We're in first and we're leading the points. But the truth of the matter is there are 8 teams that mathematically have a chance to win the world championship. And it's exciting, but at any point throughout the weekend, anything could happen. So, we're just trying to stay focused. We spent these last 10 to 12 days preparing, and we feel like we're in a good position moving forward.
You mentioned eight different drivers are all mathematically still could win the championship. Is for you. I know we talked about how just the how tight the Top Fuel, leaderboard has been this year. Just, how would you describe that feeling knowing that, if something goes wrong here or there, it could be eighth or, it's just because of just the parity and everything.
It's kind of crazy. I think you said it. I think the fact that there's 8 cars that mathematically could win the world championship is just a testament to exactly what we said, how good the Top Fuel field has actually been all year long. So, we feel like we have to go in there and take care of our business and let the rest take care of itself. Because, like you said, we could end up in a number of different positions at the end of the day. So, for us, we're treating this race like any other race. Our objective going into the weekend is to win the race. But the way that we plan on doing that is simply by taking it one day, one round at a time, and just focusing internally on being the very best team that we can be. And we want to let everything else on the outside take care of itself because fortunately for us, we do control our own destiny. That is not always the case, but man, it's going to be an absolute dogfight Friday through Sunday this weekend in Pomona.
And I guess you have a little bit over around points lead over Antron Brown there in second. I guess 44 points back. Just do I guess you kind of said it. Is there any spot that you kind of maybe play it a little bit conservative just because you want to make sure that your car makes it all the way down the track, or how do you balance both of that, knowing what's on the line?
Yeah, I think that there's really no room, to be honest with you, to play conservative. There's just not because it's not even a matter of where you qualify, but there are bonus points that you can pick up during qualifying as well that could really shape the point standings going into Sunday. So I think that it's important, to keep our foot to the floor and go 110% each and every time down the racetrack. That's been our approach all year long. So I think we have to maintain that approach. And it's super easy to change that approach or do something different because this race might be quote unquote more meaningful, but we don't want to get caught up in all that. We just want to do the very best that we can. So that's where our focus is. And the truth is, you got so many good teams, even outside of the 8, that could win this race. So we just got to try and take care of our own business. And, that's where our focus is.
And last year you led the points going into the countdown. Obviously, it didn't work out the way you would have hoped it would have. Just looking at last year compared to this year, just how do you feel maybe that countdown experience has helped you kind of have more confidence or like a run going into this year?
Yeah, I think sometimes you have to go through things like that as a team before you can come out on top. Everyone has their own different path. Everyone has their own different journey. Fortunately, with our crew chiefs, Mike Reed and Tommy Delago, and actually a number of the guys on our team, they have championship winning experience. So they've been through the ups, they've been through the downs before. So we're just going to try and lean on experience that we have from last year and the year before, but also the championship winning experience that they have and the lessons that they've learned as they've pursued championships and won championships before. So I think just having that experience, being in these positions before, even though we didn't come out on top. I think naturally just that time that's passed helped. And, this year is different. We're a part of the Skaggs Racing organization. We're a part of Skaggs Power Equipment and Metalcraft of Mayville, and they've invested a lot of time, energy, and effort into the sport of NHRA drag racing. We would love nothing more than to bring them their first NHRA Top Fuel World Championship.
It's funny you mentioned Skag Power Equipment. It's now every single time I see a Skag Power Equipment like machine,
Yeah,
I see it, I'm like,
yeah.
hey, there we go. It's kind of interesting how you don't think it's kind of like if you have like a certain car, and then once you have that car, you're like, wait, I see these all over. It's the same type of thing.
It's
So
the
that's
same
pretty
thing. It's
cool.
so funny, right? Because like even so, before I was involved with Skag Power Equipment, once they got into the sport, I was really, being from New York, right? Honestly, I was a little bit unfamiliar with that industry. But then once Skag and Randy and Maria got into the sport, you started seeing Skags everywhere. It's kind of like, be honest with you, when R&L Carrier started to get involved with Josh, I never
Mm.
saw the trucks anywhere on the road. Then I started seeing them constantly. I guess it's just something that the mind does, but it's pretty neat because even being in New York now, I see all these Skag Power Equipment mowers and all these Skag dealers all around me, just within like a 10-mile radius. So it's pretty cool.
It's pretty crazy. I can proudly say, yeah, my lawn's mowed by Skag Power Equipment. It's
See,
pretty
there you
darn
go.
cool.
There you go.
The one thing I found interesting, going into the championship battle with Antron Brown, specifically, just you licensed in his Top Fuel car a number of years ago. Just how cool is that type of? Is it a full circle moment? First, you go from licensing in his car, then to I got to try and knock him off, and get a championship for myself.
Yeah, it's definitely a full circle moment. I feel like I've had a lot of full circle moments this year. It's pretty amazing. The truth is, no matter what happens, no matter what the result is at the end of the day on Sunday, I'm honored to be in this position. Antron and I are really good friends. We're at this point, to be honest with you, we're family. We're more than friends. He's like a brother to me. So to be in this position and compete with him for a world championship, to compete with a guy like Sean Langdon, Steve Torrance, Doug Kalita Clay. These are guys that I watched growing up win races and win championships. So it's definitely humbling. It's definitely a full circle moment with all these guys, but in particular with Antron. So I'm honored to be in this position. But make no mistake about it, and he's going to tell you the same thing. Once that helmet goes on, all that goes away because both of us have an obligation to our teams to try and perform at a high level, and to try and help our teams win.
And yeah, the last time we spoke, you're just getting out of that little bit of a slump, which I thought was epic. Me being there, but not
That's
thankfully
right.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Just you're prepping sort of for the countdown, getting everything right. Just how much of a difference did those changes, of whatever you guys did do, is how much of a difference did you see from like inside the cockpit?
Yeah, it's been fairly different, I would say, since Brainerd on. We specifically prepared from the off season through the beginning of the year, through the middle of the year for this point in the year. We wanted to make sure that we went into every race with the intention of winning that particular race, but also with the intention of making sure that we're properly prepared for the countdown. And I think you've seen some of those results start to come to fruition. In the countdown, what I've noticed is in order to put yourself in a position to potentially win the championship in Pomona, you really have to stack round wins. So we haven't necessarily won all the races in the countdown. We won one of the races, but we have two semifinals, two quarterfinals, and I think those round wins have added up, and it's a testament to Mike, Tommy, Dustin, and the approach that they took coming into the season. It took a little bit of patience, but I think so far so good. It's paid off. So I've noticed a lot more consistency than we've certainly had in the past, and that's just all part of the plan coming together.
And final question, just looking into a crystal ball per se. Say you're up there on stage hoisting that championship trophy. Just what do you feel will be your most cherished moment from this season?
Yeah, aside from that day, right, Sunday in Pomona, I think Dallas was a really special weekend for us for a number of different reasons. Obviously, having sat out most of qualifying for religious reasons and then coming back and having qualified and winning the race, that was a divine intervention moment for me. And I think that was a divine intervention moment for a lot of us. But I think what was so special about it is what it took to even get to that point because when you're looking at the schedule and you're thinking about these things happening, then we have to come together as a team. We have to discuss the possibilities as a team. I have to speak with Randy and Maria from Skag. We have to speak with Toyota, Phillips, Kato, Mac Tools, Lucas Oil Impact. It goes down the line. We have to have those conversations with all our partners. And what was special to me about it was that each of them was so incredibly supportive and had my back. And they really say it takes a village, and that's 100% true. So that's a race for me that'll stand out, I think, for years. No matter what happens at this point, I'm sure that'll be, one of my favorite races of my entire career. But that was super special. And it really just reiterated the fact that NHRA and our team really is a family. So that's something I'm super appreciative for.
That was pretty cool. Just I'm sure that helped everyone, just from partners to team members, that kind of helped kind of grow you closer together, know that we're in this together, and we fully support everything. And I'm sure that was pretty cool moment for sure.
It was incredibly special. And the truth is, man, like we talk about our partners a lot, but we talk about them because it's true. Like without Skag Power Equipment, without Toyota, you see Toyota's guys on the racetrack constantly using their engineering, constantly sending us data and information that we need to be successful on the racetrack. We have Phillips who's constantly bringing people out to the racetrack. We use Mac Tools, we use Lucas Oil. I'm in an impact suit. We have Kato parts on the car. We talk about all these things because they really are critical to our success. So if you're able to do this all together as one, man, that would be special.
Well, Justin, hopefully everything goes well for you this weekend. We'll probably check in with you at some point throughout the weekend there, but good luck. Let's make sure I'm not the reason, good luck, bad luck, whatever it may be. But I appreciate you taking the time, and yeah, good luck this weekend.
Appreciate you, man. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend. Safe travels.